Welcome back to House Rich, the world's best real estate show. Today we're going to talk about inquiries, how to remove them, why they don't matter, how they sort of impact your credit score, and everything in between. So before we get started, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, House Rich, the official brand of home ownership. Because we're not house poor, we're house rich. We're buying assets. Got some more clothing back here, Land Before the Rover, Rent Humbly, and so forth. Use promo code POD at checkout to support our sponsor. I know the owner is a pretty dope guy. Support him. And you can click the link in the bio wherever to purchase the merchandise. So let's talk about subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We got a lot of dope content. Share this with friends, yada yada yada. But the more you guys support, like the videos, that's how it tells me what to make. And this right here is actually the third video I ever made, but I'm doing like an extended version of the video because people like the video and so they wanted to see more. So there you go. So now let's finally jump into our topic. So what in the world is an inquiry? An inquiry is literally just you inquired about financing an item. That's it. It doesn't mean you got financing. It just means you inquired about financing. And so this topic, credit inquiries, is kind of very near and dear to my heart because a lot of times folks prey on, honestly, your ignorance, excuse me, when it comes to inquiries and credit in general. Inquiries really don't matter. And so the people that are selling these kits, I've seen one for like $49, $7, $19.99. Inquiries are just easy to remove. That's it. And so it looks like folks are doing something where it's like, oh, I got 7 inquiries removed from my credit report. Who cares? And once we go to the video, you'll see why it doesn't really matter. 7 inquiries removed or all this other nonsense. But yeah, they're super easy to remove. So it looks like folks are doing stuff. But it's a super easy process to remove inquiries. So let's dive into so let's dive into your credit profile. And so we can kind of get into a little bit more of why inquiries don't matter. And so your credit profile is made up of 850 points as far as your FICO score. 300 of those points are free. So we're talking about your credit profile. We're talking about 550 points. So the biggest impact on your credit profile is your payment history. That's 35% of your credit score. Or I like to look at it as 192.5 points. The second part is your utilization. That's 30% of your credit score or 165 points. Next is your length. And so utilization, so back to payment history, that's like late paying bills on time. The biggest impact on your credit score, like you would think. Utilization is like your credit card utilization. So if you have a balance of $10,000 and your payment and your balance, or you have a limit of $10,000, your balance is $5,000, that's your utilization. And see another video, but your balance only on one day of the year or one day of the month is actually what goes towards your utilization. So you need to know that date. There's another video on that topic. Then next is your length of credit history. That's, oh man, that's 15%. Yeah, 15% of your credit score or 182.5 points. And then there's credit mix. It's like different types of loans, installment loans, revolving credit. That's 10% or 55 points. And that's the stuff where people are talking about, oh, you need to have the proper credit profile. Your score doesn't matter. Your score 100% matters. The credit profile is important, but your score 100% matters. Like when you're applying for a mortgage, you need to have depending on the program, a 620, 640, 580. And so that score 100% matters. If you don't got the score, your credit profile doesn't matter. So it's very rare that you can have a great score and have a bad credit profile anyway, so I'm not sure where that nonsense came from, except for people trying to sell you stuff to improve your credit profile and get you to buy crap you don't need. And then last and also least is your new credit, which is basically increase. So that's 55 points, 10% of that 550 points that impact your credit score. And so let's dive into how inquiries impact your credit score. Well, one, let's say somehow you had a 0 in the inquiry column. Out of 850 points minus 55 is a 795 credit score. So inquiries don't matter. Obviously, you can't have a 0 in the inquiries and a perfect credit score, but I'm just showing you out of your whole credit profile how little significance inquiries have. But let's talk about how inquiries work. So as I mentioned, inquiry just means you inquired about credit. That's it. And so the first 3 months are really, the first 3 months are really the only time frame that inquiries really impact your credit score. Because this is what happens. Like, if you went to Joe's car dealership and got an inquiry for a car loan, you either got the car or you didn't. So after month 3, like, that car payment would be on your credit report. And so now the car payment is impacting your payment history if you're making it on time. It's impacting your length of credit history, and it's impacting your credit mix. And so that's how that inquiry impact. The inquiry, once it becomes an actual finance item, it impacts your credit score in a whole another different aspect. So after month 1 to 3, during month 1 to 3, the person looking at your credit, really the algorithm, the computer looking at your credit score, is like, hey, I don't know if this person got financing or not, so we need to dock them some sort of points. But like I said, after month 3, once you obtain the financing, that financing will be on your credit report, once again impacting your payment history, your length of credit history, and your credit mix. And so that's really it. And so they stay, so hard inquiries, they stay in your credit report for 2 years. But honestly, after month 12, they have literally like zero impact at all. And so, like I said, there's 2 types of inquiries. There's soft inquiry and there's a hard inquiry. A soft inquiry is like the stuff you get in the mail where it's like, hey, you've been pre-approved for this and that, or and all that. So it's basically that someone is like run your credit profile, because these bureaus, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, they make money off of selling your data. And that's why you shouldn't be ever afraid to dispute something, because they're making money off of your data, and they sell it to Chase, Bank of America, whoever. Then they send you these offers in the mail, and they've run your credit. But since you didn't give them permission to run your credit, it's called like a soft pull, and it doesn't impact your credit score. It's a hard inquiry. Essentially, if you're talking to a human being, it's a hard inquiry. So if someone's talking to you about financing, that means a human being is taking down your social and pushing a button. That's essentially a hard inquiry. So that's kind of, you can quickly know the difference between a hard and soft inquiry. But yeah, after month 12, they don't matter at really all. And like I said, soft inquiries don't matter at all. Hard inquiries don't really matter after 12 months. So that's really it as far as kind of the breakdown of what inquiries are, why they don't matter. And so why you're here is I assume to figure out how to remove inquiries from your credit report. So let's jump into it. So actually, before we talk about how to remove inquiries, I want to read this from Experian and the Fair Credit Reporting Bureau. So there's this whole cottage industry based off folks telling you that you need to get inquiries removed and all this. And hey, don't go to the dealership and have them run your credit 10 times. It's going to ruin your credit, blah, 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 blah. So they're either lying to you to get you to buy something, or they don't know what they're talking about. Because I want to read you this directly from Experian's website. While all hard inquiries resulting from a loan application were once considered separate events by credit score models, this hasn't been the case for many years. FICO and Vantage have evolved their treatment of multiple inquiries as a way to avoid unfairly penalizing a consumer for being a smart rate shopper. In the contemporary version of FICO's credit scores, for example, hard inquiries related to mortgage, auto loans, and student loan applications are entirely ignored for 30 days from the date of inquiry. So if you settle on a loan during that 30-day time period, your scores will not be affected by inquiries. Translation: all inquiries for those topics, once again, student loans, mortgage, car loans, within 30 days count as one hit, because they're not penalizing you for shopping rates. And so here's what happens. So if you go to the dealership and you get 10 inquiries, and then you have some credit repair bozo remove 9 of them, they've done nothing for you, because one inquiry counts the same as 10 inquiries. So you went from 10 to 1, it's still one inquiry hit. So please, 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 if you take anything from this video, understand that these inquiries are not as impactful as folks say. And once again, they're only 55 points of your score. Okay, so maybe you think Experian's lying. They're not lying. They wouldn't put it on their website because they'd be sued to high heaven. But let's go to the Consumer Financing Reporting Bureau. Let's see what they have to say about mortgages. And so the Consumer Financing Reporting Bureau is the governing body that dictates, that's over top of these credit bureaus, the Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Within a 45-day window, multiple credit checks from a mortgage lender are recorded on your credit report as a single inquiry. This is because other creditors realizing you're only going to buy one home. See, common sense has kind of prevailed, and so that's one thing I wanted to touch on before we kind of get into how to remove inquiries and why you shouldn't be paying folks to remove inquiries. And so you may think, oh, I have a bunch of inquiries on my credit report. I need to get them removed. But the root cause of all your inquiries is poor payment history, and utilization. Those are the root causes. That's why you get denying. That's why you have a bunch of inquiries, because you keep getting, if it's for different subjects, like if for different type of things, you keep getting denied financing. It's because you have bad utilization and payment history. Once again, those are 192.5 and 165 points, which is like 130 or 150. Oh man, I can't do math. That's like 250. Hold on. One, carry the one. 200, 290, 250. That's like 250. That's like 350 points. Oh man, let me edit this video. Actually, I'm gonna leave this in. I can't do math, so whatever. Yeah, it's almost 350 points when it comes to your credit score. Yeah, so yeah, 350 points sort of when it comes to your credit score. And so, yeah, so those are really the two that impact your credit score the most. And once again, you have 300 free points when it comes to your credit score. All right, the moment you've been waiting for. Now, how in the world do we remove inquiries from our credit report? You simply do this. You get a phone, you pick it up, and say, let's say Chase. Hey Chase, I noticed there's an inquiry on my credit report. I did not authorize this inquiry. Can you please remove it? And so, hopefully it's not yours, but think about the time you get hard inquiries from folks. I don't apply for a bunch of financing, so maybe I'm a bad example, but I can think of a few examples where I've ever signed any document saying, hey, you can, especially if it's something in person, you can pull my credit. So like if you're applying for like a mortgage, typically you have to do that. Companies got better; they have you sign for that electronically. But a lot of times, there's no proof that you even got the inquiry in the first place. Honestly, if it really is yours in the first place. So you just say, hey, basically, hey, can you remove this inquiry from my credit report? They'll say yes, or they'll say no. If they say yes, great, they've done it. If they say no, you basically ask them for proof that the inquiry is yours, and you can send them basically a dispute letter on the inquiry. And so what you also want to do is you want to contact wherever the inquiry is with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and say the exact same thing. There's an unauthorized inquiry in your credit report from Chase, and send them a letter as well. And so you can click the link or buy some letters. I think they'll probably be paid though. I think you'll probably have to get the course. Yeah, I'm not going to give out the letter for free. This is a whole free video. And so you have them now send. So once you contact the credit bureaus, they'll dispute it with the creditor as well. So they'll make the creditor send them proof that they have that there's proof of the inquiry. And so that's really it. And so per the Fair Credit Reporting Act, when you contact the creditor originally, they have 30 days to respond to you, and then the bureaus have 30 days to respond as well to the inquiry. And so they have to provide you proof that the inquiry is yours. And so once you get the documents, whatever documentation they have, the saying the inquiry is yours, you want to make sure that it's yours. You want to check stuff like the date, your name on it, the signature, to make sure it is yours. And so basically, if they can't provide proof that it's yours, they have to remove the inquiry. And so once you get that piece of data from them, you want to look at it and basically see if it's correct, and then you want to dispute certain aspects of the data they've provided to show that the inquiry is yours, and then you want to send them the dispute letter back saying that, hey, this is not correct. Please remove it from my credit report. And then once again, the credit bureaus have done the same thing as well. So they've requested information from that credit bureau as well. And so if they don't respond, or that creditor, excuse me. So if they don't respond in 30 days, the inquiry has to remove per the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's really it. So it's not a super complicated process. You basically contact the creditor, say, hey, can you remove this? They say yes or no. If they say yes, they have to provide you information showing that the debt was yours. Also, simultaneously, you want to contact the credit bureaus as well, because they'll contact that creditor and make them provide proof that the inquiry is yours as well. And so once they get hit on both in both aspects, to kind of know that you mean business. So sometimes, because they don't want to get sued, they will just kind of, especially if they don't have any documentation in writing, they'll just remove the inquiry. Like that's it. That's the only inquiry process that exists when it comes to removing inquiries. There's no magic formula or algorithm or magic letter anyone has. Also, you can write your own letter. Like I said, I have copies of letters in my course, but you can write your own letter to get stuff removed from your credit report. So that's really it. If you watched this long, I appreciate it. Like I said, subscribe, like the video, and share it with a friend. The more feedback I get, the more content I'll put out for you good folks. So until we meet again. All right.